Island salmon. My husband and I weren't even fans of salmon until we had this, and now we are fans of it. And this is actually 12 pieces that you're getting, and you're also going to get this bottle of the best lemon dill sauce to come with it. This is such a great value, but I want to say this. Our customers literally chose this as the best food on QVC. So that right there tells you that everybody's loving this when they try it. So here is what you're going to get. You're going to get 12 pieces of these 4-ounce pieces of the Faroe Islands salmon fillets with the sauce. You'll also get some seafood seasoning that you can use over it, or you can use it in other seafood if you want to. The best part about this, though, is that you are getting a one-time only price. And that is the lowest price you're going to see for the next few months. And that goes up at the end of this show, which is 45 minutes from right now. So you have 45 minutes to get this salmon, get it at this price, to get 12 pieces for that price. And here we are. We're going to bring in our wonderful representative from Egg Harbor. It's a division of Rastelli's. It's the seafood division. So Brittany Rastelli is joining us. Hello, Brittany. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Wonderful. I'm so anxious for you to tell everybody why this is the salmon to eat.
It really is, and it all starts with the location, which is the Faroe Islands. So if you are not familiar, that location is incredibly special when it comes to the texture and the quality of the salmon here. The Faroe Islands are located just north of Scotland. They're in an absolutely beautiful, pristine body of water. But what's unique about the space is there's a very strong Arctic current that flows through right there between the fjords and the sounds where the salmon are, and it keeps the water very cold, and it also keeps it very clean. So right there in the open ocean, the salmon are fed an all-natural, hormone-free, and antibiotic-free diet. And then they come out of the water right there, completely boneless and skinless in the Faroe Islands, where we center cut them and blast freeze them. So when they are blast frozen, that locks in all of the nutrients, the omega-3s, the omega-6s, all of that stuff that's really good for us is kind of blast frozen in there at the peak of its freshness.
Right.
So what you're doing is you're the first person that is going to defrost that well-marbled salmon, which breaks down, gives us those gorgeous flakes that you're seeing every single time. And I think that the reason that people that normally don't like salmon like this one is because it's a little bit more mild than what you're used to.
It doesn't smell fishy, it doesn't taste fishy, and honestly, you don't really need to put anything on it, but if you want to put some lemon, you want to put some of the seasoning, but right now, I want to try that lemon dill sauce. What's so great about this sauce, and why did you include it, Brittany?
So I just automatically love lemon with any seafood, and the lemon dill sauce is a beautiful blend. It's a little bit creamy, and what you can do with your lemon dill sauce is you can actually put it on your salmon before you bake it, or put it in your air fryer or grill it, whichever your option is, or you can use it as a dipping sauce as well. So you can just take your salmon on a little sheet pan like this and put the dill sauce right on top, just like I'm doing here, and then put it in your oven, 350, about 20 minutes. And of course, you know I have a finished one for you.
I gotta say, I have never had a dill sauce that tasted like this. I've tried lemon dill sauce many times. I don't know where you got this, but this is really top notch. The other thing too is that, you know how sometimes you order salmon in a restaurant and it just tastes dry? You know, the thing to do is not overcook it. Tell everybody what's the best way to cook this, especially these being the 4-ounce size. You even need to cook it less time, right?
Exactly. So these are going to come, like we said, individually packaged and blast frozen. You want to go ahead and defrost your fish just for best measures. It takes about 25 minutes to defrost.
Yeah.
Or you can put it in your fridge the night before. So from here, you just take out however many you need. And salmon is a very versatile fish as well when it comes to cooking methods. So you can bake, you can pan saute, we can air fry. It's summertime, we can grill these. So the methods really are endless, and you cannot mess it up. I know a lot of people are really worried about cooking seafood at home, and it's something they normally just order in a restaurant. This is something that you certainly can do at home. And because it's blast frozen, you are not going to smell that heavy seafood smell in your home.
True. You don't smell it. There's not a fishy smell. And like I said before, you're getting all those omega-3s, 6 and 9s because it's flash frozen. But the other thing too is that when you put it in your oven, or however you want to do it, the pan seasoning or pan frying, you take this out. It is so tender, so juicy. I was telling Rachel, I said, my husband and I won't eat salmon any other way. And part of it goes back to trusting your source. And that's what I think is so important. You can buy salmon in a lot of places. By the way, this is boneless. This is skinless. You don't have to take any skin off. You don't have to worry about, you know, swallowing a bone or anything like that. The fact that they have included that lemon dill sauce makes it so yummy. And then, like I said, there's this seasoning packet that comes with it too, that if you have leftover, put it on your shrimp, put it on your fish, that type of thing. But this is a one-time only, come on in, Rachel, one-time only value. 400 sets already ordered. And we were talking earlier about the 7 fishes.
Yes.
And how you can serve so many people with this.
Yeah, that's what I love. Hi, Brittany. Nice to see you. I was going to say, you know, and as you know this, Mary Beth, the Faroe Island salmon is a 2-time Customer Choice Award for Best Fish, a winner. It is also the #1 food item, as in the most popular food item we present here on QVC.
Right.
I bought this for my mom for Christmas when it was a Today Special Value. I think it might have been Christmas around. And anyway, she said, I can tell that this is good fish by the color, Brittany. She literally looked at the color and she said, I already know that this is good. I already know and feel better about making this for my family because of the color and because it's Faroe Island. Will you remind us again, you taught us that knowing our source is a big deal, but it also shows through in the color. Will you remind us of that, Brittany?
Yes, and you know what, it's so funny you say that, Rachel, because the Faroe Islands really changed the way I ate in general, knowing my source. There's so many other foods out there that now I know my source and I like that food, where maybe before I just didn't prefer it. So the color there that you're referring to, that is the omega-3s, the omega-6s, all of that has broken down for you in that beautiful marbling to give us the gorgeous flakes that you see. So when you see a salmon that is very dull in color, when it's still in that raw form, you definitely want to steer clear and ask yourself, how many times has this particular piece of salmon been previously frozen? Because every time you freeze it and defrost it and go back and forth, it loses the taste, the texture, and the quality as well.
Now, isn't this, Brittany, that this is as fresh as it can be if you weren't fishing for it off the dock yourself?
It is. It is.
And you know, I was just going to say, one of the things Brittany and I always like to bring up is that kids like this salmon as well. You know, it's funny, Brittany, because I said my little grandsons have such a sophisticated palate because Mom and Mimi have done that. And literally, one of my little guys on vacation last week, he's like, Mimi, can we have some salmon? And I
wait, how old are they?
He's 3. And I said, salmon? And I'm thinking to myself, honey, those ones in the freezer are for Mark and me. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And
but that's how much they like it.
And speaking of which, you know, when you go to a restaurant and you see, it's the same thing with Black Angus beef. You know this, Brittany. If you see Faroe Island salmon, that salmon price just went up. If it were regular salmon without any name, no Faroe Island in front of it, it might be, you know, $15. You put a Faroe Island brand in front of it, and then everybody's like, oh, that's my $30 plate of fish. And the reality is that you're getting 12 of these, perfect party size, right? 4 7 fishes. Maybe this is one of your 7 fishes. You've got the Graham and Rollins crab cakes that you're gonna present as well. Add that. There's
that
the shrimp,
ravioli.
the ravioli. I mean, seriously, we've done like 3 in this show.
But here's the one thing I want to tell you: this can ship out either November 6th or and we have 400 left. And we can also ship it out the week of December 4th. And we have 1,200 there. The other thing that's great is that this is available on auto delivery, which we haven't had much in this show that is. But this is available. It can come to you every 90 days. I actually ordered this before the show.
I know.
And I ordered it to come in November. And I just felt like, man, this is such a great price for 12 pieces. And they're not as big and huge. I mean, honestly, Brittany, the typical size, a 6-ounce size or whatever, Mark and I a lot of times share that.
Sure. Yep.
This is the 4-ounce. You can eat all of this. You're gonna feel like you love it. And if there's any left that you've cooked, put it in your salad the next day or make it with salmon tacos.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Yes, it's such a great idea because, you know, you do receive 12 of them, but once you try it and you want to get on that auto delivery, I mean, I think at our home we have several auto deliveries coming just because we eat it so frequently. But when we entertain with it, like you said, for the 7 fish, we'll cut them in half, the 4-ounce portion.
Yep.
That way we have 2-ounce portions since we are eating 7 different fish. And the lemon dill sauce, honestly,
so
if you don't
good.
have that salmon recipe that you make all the time at home and you're just thinking about trying this for the first time, put the lemon dill sauce on it while you bake it or dip it afterwards. It works great with the salmon and any seafood for that matter.
I mean, if
This
you're making
is-
fish tacos,
Oh,
oops,
yeah.
okay, got
Put a
carried away
little
on
of that
one pour.
sauce on it
Little
instead
bit
of taco sauce.
Yeah.
By the way, here's how it comes packaged. Each piece will be individually packaged. Take them out, thaw them out, and you can cook this in 10 to 15 minutes at 400 degrees. One other way that I have made it that I really like, and I'm not saying it's low calorie, but it's like if you take just brown sugar and you do a brown sugar rub on the top of your salmon. Do you love that too? I'll tell you honestly, it will be the hit of your party. That's what this is all about. You have a salmon party for a one-time only value. This price goes up in 35 minutes. Don't miss it. 12 pieces for $119. That's a very, very big savings. If you want the November ship date, 150 remain. If you want the December ship date, 1,000 remain. What are you serving for the holidays? What are you having the night before or the weekend before? You know you're gonna have company. What about on New Year's Eve? You know, bring out the fish, because after that, you've already pigged out for weeks. And so you're like, okay, I need to eat some fish now. It's almost the new year, you know what I mean? And so it's great. Brittany, thank you so very much. As always, such a pleasure.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Take
Thanks,
care.
Brittany. All righty, so a quick update on our show.